My name is Ryan Lee. I'm the co-founder at CyberConnect. Here I want to share our experience working on Web3 Social, especially on user adoption and scaling in Web3 Social dApps. And CyberConnect is a social graph protocol that wants to give back ownership of social identity and social network and provide a composable data layer for developers to build on. We started the project in 2021 as one of the earliest Web3 social graph protocol. And yeah, I'm here to share what we've learned and experienced in the last 2 years of working on user adoption and scaling. First, a quick intro to CyberConnect Protocol. There's the CC profile, which is the identity part of it that serves as an on-chain identity for users to experience other Web3 applications with the universal account system. So you can just log in with CyberConnect. Every CC profile is a ERC 721 compliant identity standard on EVM blockchains. It contains user's handle, metadata, and links user's identity with content and social graph. We have so far 207,000 profile owners, and we currently rank the 10th on dApp radar in terms of daily active users. And coming up is the social graph part. We have a very unique way of storing social graph that is both on-chain and off-chain, so we get the best of both worlds. The on-chain part is a set of smart contracts that lives alongside the CC profile. There's the Essence NFT and Subscribe NFT, so users can use Essence NFT to represent any kind of content that they want to present. It could be videos, it could be blogs, it could be any type of content. And sometimes it can be used as badges, credentials, and they are all tokenized as NFTs or SBT. Content creators can also directly monetize these through paid content and paid subscription. And because blockchain is not the right tech for supporting billions of records, that's normally the size of a social graph, we also have a scalable storage module that stores those data in the off-chain decentralized store. We put them in a verifiable credential format, and they're used to store the massive amount of attestation data or data that are low unit value, like follow, like, and post. And because we think that this Web3 Social has a very different look to it, rather than just consuming social content like a social feed, we are seeing a lot of communities are formed by building status, building those long-term relationships with their communities through NFTs, through SBTs, and that's why we have an SBT standard that's called WEST, which is Web3 Status Token. That's also one type of Essence NFT that's been issued on chain. So WEST is a SBT that represents participation, contribution, or any kind of status within the community. A big difference between WEST and any other badge protocol is that it has an on-chain issuer reference, which means every WEST has to be issued by a CC profile, which has on-chain identity. So no one can really just copy and paste metadata and fake another NFT or another badge that you have. And yes. So that's all the background about CyberConnect. We have been building CyberConnect since 2021. We shipped the protocol summer last year, and we built our own. So to really promote the protocol and also gather more users onto the protocol, we built our own first-party application, which is called Link3. So Link3 is a Web3 social network for building and discovering new communities. And so far, we have 1,400 organizations onboarded, and we've there are two features that's being used by Link3. One is the Link3 profile. It's more like a Linktree, LinkedIn, or Facebook page type of product. And then there's the event calendar, where it's more like an Eventbrite that help organizers host registers online events like Twitter Spaces or Discord voice channels, MAs, and all kinds of those. And yeah, so most of our journey on user scaling and adoption is through our experience working on our own first-party application, Link3. And so far, we have a great number of projects that's onboarded to Link3. So if you want to check out some of them, There's like Link 3.2/1inch. There's Lido. There's Multicoin. It's a great tool for organizations and individuals to set up a profile that demonstrates, oh, this is my Twitter link, this is my featured blogs, or this is my snapshot voting for my community. A lot of Web3 native tools to help people demonstrate and showcase their identity or just how they participate in different Web3 social applications. So here's an example of how Lido is using Link 3. So this is a Link 3.2/Lido, and you can see that it's somewhat similar to Linktree or other type of personal page, but has a lot more Web3 support where they can put in what kind of chains they support, what's the token, and they can link it to their different Twitter or different social accounts, as well as pin some tweets that they really want to share with the community, or automatically pull in the new snapshot voting and just get people to vote on those new proposals. And one big thing about the 1,400 organizations that we onboarded is that we manually verify all of them, and every one of them has to be coming through their Twitter authentication. So they have to log into Lido's Twitter, which means it's a great tool for people to help preventing fake accounts and also other, because we've seen so many fake accounts on Twitter and Discord. So yeah, and all these data are also available on the CC profile in the protocol level, which means these data are publicly available for other developers to build on, to leverage. Here are some other examples. As I said, this is like the profile part of it is very similar to Linktree, but with a much better support for Web3. So we've seen a lot of great projects are putting Link3 links in their Twitter bio, like Zerion, Hashflow, TraderDAO, Fusionist, and there's a bunch of others. And it's a great way also for anyone who's building in the Web3 space to consider how can we really find a use case that is already there, not like creating another Twitter clone or creating some other things that people might not have the need unless they are like super into decentralization. We've just been seeing that like people are having these use cases, and we can provide better value for them, like this very simple link in their bio. It's like a very easy way for them to get on board to a lot of the Web3 native social apps, as well as providing a strategic entry point for us to get more people's discovery, and also onboard new projects and users. We have about 500 projects already putting their Link3 links in bio, as well as probably 20,000 individuals putting Link3 links in their bio. And I've also seen people sending out Link3 links during conferences so that they can just share like what are my portfolio companies, who are my investors, or what communities I've been part of. It's more like a Web3 resume or gallery to showcase all kinds of stuff. There are also NFT collectors that love using Link3 to just display all their NFTs or their credentials, or just like their mirror blogs or podcasts. So creators also do all kinds of creative stuff about it. And yeah, that's our kind of the user growth on the organization side. As I said before, we track manually verify all the organizations who's onboarded to Link3. We want to make sure that all their information is up to date, as well as they're the legit company or organization that's registering. And we've seen a pretty steady, like 200 projects per month. And recently, we are also launching incentive programs for people to refer their companies, or as a community manager in your own community, refer other people in other different communities to onboard Link3. And that's the first part of Link3, where it's mostly about profile and setting up those identities. And the second part is about another utility that we provide. We've seen a lot of the most Web3 native activity is probably just Discord MAs, or Twitter Spaces, or like just panels like this, or talks, or whatever. So people really enjoy going to these different online events where they can take a look at different projects, communities, discover them, or yeah, it's a bear market, so people are not trading all the time. They want to learn more about how to get into the space. And Link3 also supports organizations to host their events, just like they're doing it on Luma or Eventbrite or all those kind of tools. But it's more Web3 native, so that when people register, they are registering with a wallet, and we can always check whether the person who registered, have they actually participated. And it's especially useful for Twitter Spaces because users are having a hard time looking up those Twitter Spaces that they set a reminder for. So we have an event calendar view for them to add to their own calendar, add to their Google Calendar, and see it as a calendar view on Link3. And this is one example that we did for the DID Day, which happened 2 days ago. I had a talk there, and you can see that we have this nice view of who are all the speakers, where this is happening, when this is happening, and people registering, and you can check out what's the participants' demographic and what are their most commonly held NFT. And after each event, we have audience analysis, so you will be able to see where they're coming from and what's the on-chain characteristics of all those users. And as I mentioned before, we have the WEST token, which is the status token, and it's widely used in all these events hosted on Link3. So projects do use the WEST as kind of incentive mechanism for users to come claim those WEST after they actually participated or stayed in like 20 minutes or 50 minutes in the Twitter Spaces. And besides that, there are other like smaller features like raffle or like follow your social, or these kind of requirements for people to engage more with the community. This is another panel that we did. So DID Day was offline, and this is an online panel that we did a couple months back with Hashflow, TreasureDAO. It's a nice panel, more educational. We host the panel ourselves, and we invite all the great guests to come join us. We're also doing a lot of these educational panels, not only with the partners, but also with our investors from Multicoin, from Delphi. And also, I just want to share a quick Do Analytics dashboard for how we are doing these kind of user adoption. The event calendar was launched in September last year, and we've seen pretty steady user traction up until the end of the year. So what we did end of year was we set up an end of year campaign because 2022 was pretty tough for a lot of Web3 projects, and we just invited a lot of great partners, and we set up a campaign where we want every project to come and share what they've achieved so far in 2022 and celebrate with their community. So with a very big kind of noise, a lot of people actually join the campaign, and we have like great projects, of course, as well as like smaller projects coming onto the campaign to join. Like we have in total about 100 or 200 projects sharing their experience building in Web3 in 2022. And that's what led up to a big growth at the end of the year last year. Yeah, that's pretty much it from me. A couple of things I want to recap. How you are looking at when you're building anything that's in Web3. I think it's kind of a lot of projects will go after doing the protocol or doing a lot of future-proof design, and not really looking at how can we solve a problem that's there. And Link3 is actually, we call it a social network, but probably from what you can tell, it's mostly a Facebook page plus some kind of event page. It only shows a very basic information. However, we found that there is a great value in it by providing something that looks like a toy or looks like a tool that kind of solves a small part of a bigger problem in the social space. And as I said, we are very careful of how we're trying to build this product and try to onboard users into the protocol. And yeah, so first thing to summarize, if you are building something that's to the consumer side, that's not really DeFi or NFT, on the social side especially, you will want to find something that people actually want to use. It probably doesn't look like what you see in the Web2 space, where it's probably not going to look like another Twitter. And if you want to do a user adoption, you have to try a lot of the Web3 native tools. Like people love NFTs. Like people just love to see them in their wallets. People like to collect them if they're free, and people want to accomplish all kinds of different tasks. So try out different strategies or use other growth tools. There are other great platforms out there for growth and all kinds of stuff. One well, lastly, what CyberConnect is built for a long-term social graph protocol. Like when you want to achieve something that's a long-term protocol, you probably want to start with some kind of application that brings the first group of users on board, and then try to invite other people from the ecosystem to build with you or to join you with other kind of applications. I always think going after a first-party application makes a lot of sense because that helps you iterate your protocol a lot faster. And it can actually show other projects that this protocol has a great amount of users, it has a lot of traction, as well as it's actually buildable. You can easily build something upon it by showcasing it through your own application. And yeah, that's it for my sharing on user adoption and scaling in Web3 Social. If you want to check out more about us, you can search CyberConnect on Twitter. You can reach out to me directly at RyanLee_me on both Twitter and Telegram. Thank you.